Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom's Queens podcast. Somehow we are already into week 13 of the NFL, which is absolutely crazy to me. This season has flown by, in my opinion, which is kind of sad. Like, there's only 6 regular season games left, so that's crazy. But the Chiefs are sitting pretty at 10-1, so there's really not a lot to complain about on this beautiful Thanksgiving week ahead of us. So I'm your host, Lexi.
Hey, y'all, what's up? I'm Jody. Hey, y'all, what's up? I'm Jody. I was clicking into long story. Anyway, so yeah, we are already at week 12, which is crazy. Time is flying by. We're like at 28 days to Christmas or something insane. Can't wait. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait.
Yesterday was the 25th, so that's like, yeah, 1 month. Views.
I'm like, I can't wait.
I feel like we need a Christmas song.
Literally, like, change the intro. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, a lot happened in the NFL this week, so we can go ahead and kind of dive into it. God bless. There was a lot that happened, and I just feel like it's that time of year now to where like every game matters and there's going to be drama and chaos no matter how you look at it, wherever you look at it. So, I mean, we can start in New York. New York is a mess. New York, New Jersey, whatever you want to call it. It's a
New Jersey, because the Bills are fine, but everyone else.
The Bills are fine. That is very true. But that New York, New Jersey, whatever the bridge is, it's a mess.
Hot mess.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Daniel Jones was released by the Giants, which is crazy considering the fact that they gave him an incredibly asinine contract. But it's clear that they came to the point of this franchise is not going to move any further with you. So it's either we take our losses now while we have Malik Neighbors, who is one of the best receivers in this rookie class, and prepare for our future and just take the cap hit, take the debt, or we continue to hang it out with Daniel Jones and whatever hot mess of a situation that is going to be there.
I think it's amazing that somehow they found a way to the playoffs with him a few years ago.
But that was the luck that they went on to say, okay, yeah, let's give him this huge contract, something that happened years ago.
Yeah. And I feel like, yeah, that's exactly why he got his contract, which I get it, but like, I don't know. That franchise is a hot mess, as are the New York Jets. So, or I shouldn't even say New York, the New Jersey Jets. So,
exactly. I don't even know. At this point, like, who are you fooling?
Well, and so Aaron Rodgers went on like Pat McAfee today, and he was like, I don't know where all these rumors are coming from. He's like, if I play in 2025, I still want to play for the Jets. He's like discrediting every rumor that's out there about him. And I'm like, no, like, I mean, it's just time to hang it up.
Where's him and Devontae Adams gonna head to next? Where's their next journey of teams that they want to go to and play for? Because
Devontae has to be like, it's not any better than the Raiders.
I mean, but he loves Aaron Rodgers, so
he does.
He's gonna go wherever his guy goes. But it doesn't make sense, especially from a standpoint of how bad their team is. And like, there's Robert Saleh has to be just like enjoying this moment and living it up, because there's absolutely no way that they tried to say that their team was so bad because of his coaching, and they have been even worse since his departure. Like, there's absolutely no way. So they're bad for being a god-awful team. Being a god-awful team.
Literally.
Well, yesterday was Monday. Yeah, yesterday was Monday. I'm like, was it? Oh my God.
What day is it?
And the Harbaugh Bowl finally happened. It was something that the NFL has been talking about literally since before the freaking season started, about how big of a matchup this is going to be between the two brothers, which at first I was like, okay, this game is kind of, but then it did get a little bit better, and it did pick up like by the end, but I don't know what I was expecting from this game. Like, the Chargers are really good right now. The Ravens are really good right now. The Chargers are being way more impressive than people thought they would be right now. I think they're like 1 year behind. Like
I agree.
I think next year they're gonna be that juggernaut team that's gonna give the Chiefs a battle in the AFC West. And the Ravens look really good. I mean, Lamar Jackson was great yesterday, besides the fact that from what I've seen, I think he was great. He's definitely playing like the MVP that he was last year. So
he definitely is. Lamar, he's such a confusing player to me because like they are now I understand their defense hasn't been great. They are, what are they now, 8-4 or 7-4? They haven't had their bye week yet. So his stats are a little bit elevated.
I can't believe that there's so many teams that still haven't had a bye week yet.
I know, still 6 teams.
Yeah.
They're gonna have it next week, but next week. Yeah. So, and Lamar is one of those. So while his stats are the top of everything, I'm like, we need to let this bye week play out because everything and I mean, it's great, but like you got to let everything play out and then make it an even playing field, which is why I hate the bye weeks in general, which I mean, I understand they're necessary, but like it messes with stats. It messes with all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I do think Lamar is having a great season this year.
For sure.
So, I mean,
the Ravens are 8-4. The Chargers are 7-4. I mean, I think one thing that people have to realize is the AFC is really a mess right now. Every single team right now in the AFC that is a contender, they are really battling out here. There's not anybody like in the NFC that has a 5-5 or a 6-5 record and they're in the playoffs. Everybody that's in the AFC right now has at least 7 or 8 wins, and that speaks volumes to their team. And a lot of those teams, like you said, they haven't even had their bye week yet, so it is throwing a lot of things off, which I'm really glad like the Bills are in their bye week now,
right?
So those metrics can really land out correctly
back out
for the two teams, and I'm glad that the Ravens are finally going into theirs this week too, because 8-4 is insane. So it's going to be good to see how all of that battles out. Derrick Henry is really freaking good. He's had a touchdown every single week since he's been with the Ravens.
Yeah, so you know what? I was so angry. I was in one of my fantasy matchups last night. I needed like Derrick Henry to not have like one more carry at the end because I was like 1 point away from winning. And then of course they like just run the ball at the end to run the clock out. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Which I mean, of course, I didn't the game was super close. So I was like, okay, the Chargers might be able to. I mean, the whole time, of course, I'm like, all right, Ravens, I need you to go ahead and beat the Chargers. Like, go ahead and get them up out of here because I'm tired of battling with them in the AFC West.
Right.
Get them out of here because I know that we could go on the road and beat the Ravens. So I'm like, all right, now go ahead and get the Chargers up out of here. We're tired of seeing them. So to see them actually go up by, I think it was like 10 or 12 there for a second, I was like, whoo, okay.
Yeah, it was
right.
It was a bit out of reach for the Chargers. And actually, like going into the game, I thought the Chargers would maybe get the win. Because I was like, maybe Jim is due for that win against his brother in the NFL. He's 0-3 now.
Yeah. So. He did what he could. He did.
But John, I should have known because John's been in the NFL. He's stuck with the NFL and hasn't gone to college. So I should have known it was probably bound for him to win. But
right. Yeah. But I mean, you could definitely see a lot of the things that he's bringing from Michigan to that Chargers team. And that's why I'm like, they're 1 year away. Like they get a couple more weapons next year. Like I know there's like the rumors of T. Higgins. I'm like, you better not. T. Higgins. To the Chargers.
The Bengals would so happily send him there.
I don't care where you go.
Try to take us down.
Do not come to the AFC West. I don't care where you go. You can stay in the AFC. You can stay in the AFC. Do not go to the Chargers.
Don't come over here. We're closed.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in the off season, but I just felt like in week 13 or 12, I'm actually not sure where we are. 13, 12, wherever, that I should go ahead and put that
entering week 13.
Yeah, I'm like not really sure where we are right now with the holiday. So more news coming out of the NFC. Very shocked. I was really shocked about the game last week with the Niners with Brock Purdy being out, and who else was out?
Oh, Nick Bosa and Trent Williams.
Yeah. I don't know what is going on with the 49ers. Like, I know that they are dealing with the injury bug just as much as we are. I mean, I guess the difference between them and us are we're 10-1 and they're like 5-6.
I
So
mean, yeah.
if Brett Veach is gonna go out and get a player versus their GM is just kind of like, yeah, we're just gonna go
Yeah.
with it. But it sucks because that division is so close right now. They're
Very
only like
weird
literally
division.
a half a game or one game back. So they still have, and there's
Yeah.
still a lot of football left. They have chances to get in there and win that division still. So I'm really shocked by the injury bug that they're having right now, especially because Brock's going to be due for a contract any moment now,
I know.
and he's going to be the highest paid quarterback, and he's dealing with an injury and lost to the Super Bowl. So
He's
I don't know.
he's a little bit injury prone, you know. He's a good
Yeah.
quarterback when he's healthy, of course, but like I don't know. Yeah, they're definitely going through the injury bug. I think a lot of their fans are saying it's a bit of like a Super Bowl hangover, sadness, emotion type thing, which I think is very
In
interesting.
week 12,
Yeah.
like, get over it. You got the first 4 weeks of football to get over it.
Yeah.
You got September to get over it. And then after that, like, do y'all want to go back or not?
Right. But yeah, I have no idea what to make of the Niners. I don't know what to make of that division either. I thought the Cardinals were going to beat the Seahawks. I don't know what to make of the Seahawks. They're such an inconsistent team.
They're very up and down.
Like I don't. There's like their games are like one of the hardest to predict because I'm like I don't know what you guys are going to show me this week.
Every single week is,
and
you
that
don't know
might
who
be
Gino's going to be.
That might be due to like having a new coach and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
they're just so like some weeks they're great, and Geno Smith is like he really should be leading the NFL in passing yards right now because Lamar hasn't had his bye week.
Yeah.
So technically, Geno Smith is like winning or leading in passing yards, but
JSN has been really good. Kenneth Walker has been really good. Like you could take Kenneth Walker for a touchdown every single week. Like he's gonna score. You could take JSN. He's gonna get 4 or 5 receptions every week. Like those two players have been outstanding. So that's why
there's Seahawks fan in here. All right.
Oh, sorry, Peter. But I mean, what my point is I expected so much more from Geno this season. I thought he was gonna go like before the season started. I had like super high expectations for him. I thought he was just gonna like go crazy, and he's just been very up and down. So
it's just I don't know what to make of him.
It could be coaching. I mean, it's kind of like the Niners. Like, are you gonna stick with your quarterback, or are you gonna go get another quarterback in the draft?
Right.
I don't know what's gonna happen there. And I mean, they could always go get Daniel Jones. I mean, he's available. You can always go
where is he gonna go? I think what's your prediction? Where do you think Daniel Jones is gonna go?
I think he's gonna be a backup somewhere.
Well, yeah, backup. He wants to be on a playoff contending team. So I think that means like if their quarterback goes down, then he can fill in and feel great about himself.
He could maybe go. Who's the backup in Cincinnati?
Oh, what's his name from last year who did really well? Browning?
Is he still there?
Jake? I believe so.
He could, he could go be the backup in Miami.
Sorry, Peter.
Make sure you like the podcast before you leave.
If you're gonna leave.
Like make sure you like before you leave.
Yeah, actually, Miami, Skylar Thompson is terrible.
He could go be the backup there. He could go be the backup in Cincinnati. He could go be the backup for the Niners. He could go be the backup for the Texans. He could go be, I mean.
Who's the backup for the Ravens right now?
What's his name? They brought him back.
Huntley?
Yes.
Is he still? I thought he was like there and gone.
Or did he go to the Miami? Now I gotta look.
I thought he was in Miami. I know. I'm like, wait.
I'll look.
Tyler Huntley. Okay, you look. But yeah, I feel like there's like rumors swirling of Daniel Jones going to
Josh Johnson. I don't know who that is.
Oh, Josh Johnson. Oh yeah, my favorite backup.
Here's the thing. Do you want Daniel Jones? Does Daniel Jones go be a backup somewhere, or do you like? In my mind, if Gardner Minshew can be a starter in this league,
right?
I guess he's only a starter because AOC is hurt, but we're gonna get into that too, even though he's not hurt. Stuff, whatever. If Gardner Minshew can be a starter in this league, then there's no way that Daniel Jones cannot be. He can be. Maybe he can play in cold weather.
there'll be major opportunity for him next season. So I don't know if it's just like
who's the backup for the Lions?
That's another good question. God, I don't know.
I mean, there's places that he could go.
That's true.
But I mean, he's not going to get picked up anywhere this season because nobody's going to pick up that $12 million.
Oh, it's Hendon Hooker.
Oh, I like him.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they like him too. So I think.
Yeah. But I mean, can he go in and win a game right now? I mean, can Daniel? It doesn't matter. I'm like,
I don't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But I do think, I think maybe finish out your season on a playoff contender. See how that goes. Potential to win a ring, even though you're not going to join the Chiefs. So
but who's going to pick up that contract?
Well, I think he's out of that now, because they didn't pick him up before.
Oh, so now the Giants have to pay off whatever else for him to go. Okay.
So now they're responsible.
That didn't happen until the off season, so that's my fault for not really reading. But I don't know if I care about that.
Yeah, no. Anyway, we can move on from him. But it's
Thursday night football was the first snow game of the season, and I just want to say how much Jameis Winston is my favorite person in the whole entire world. Not only does he give great speeches, not only does he lead that team with his heart and his mind, Jameis Winston is just like pure. He's pure gold. Like, if you don't like him, that means you have a problem with your.
He's just. It's just.
you have a problem.
You have an inner problem. Yeah.
If you don't like him, everybody loves him.
He is just something else. I was like. Just the way he talked about the snow and how blessed he is to play in the snow and
his kids.
Oh my God, he's hilarious. But he's like, he's funny.
I was laughing.
If you haven't listened to a pregame hype speech from him, I urge you to go do that. Yeah, or post game. Yeah,
the day before there's a clip floating around of him today, and it was a clip from the Thursday night game, and he was trying to get them to jump off sides. He was like, "Damn, jump off sides already!" And when I say, I was hollering, laughing so hard at him because he's truly a comedian. So
ridiculous. And that was just a really fun game to watch, and to watch the Browns upset the Steelers in the snow.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was literally like a downpour of snow.
It went from like literally no snow to it was like a 6.5 minute time span.
Well, okay. So I think I took like a halftime nap, and I came back. Whenever I woke, I don't know when I took it, but whenever I woke up, it was like just white. I was like, oh, so I fell asleep for like 15 minutes, and I woke up to
it was aggressive. They said the time span was like 7 minutes, and I was like, wow. Because going into halftime, there was no snow at all. Like it was like rain.
But it was like a wintry mix, right? A wintry mix.
But I mean, I will say all Chiefs fans were cheering for the Browns because
of course,
Steelers have won way too many games too. So they need to start losing football games, which I do think they're going to lose a couple at the back half of the schedule.
They have a hard back half, I think.
Yeah, it's tough, which fantastic for them. I love how hard it is for them.
Love it.
But the Browns being able to go in there and get the job done, I was just like, yes, Jameis. And then I laughed because I forgot he got LASIK. And I was like, only think of what Jameis would have been like if he would have got LASIK when he was a starter for these other teams and not just now being able to go out there and play in the snow. And I mean, it was like torrential snow. So the vision was definitely blurred there. So for him to be able to go out there and ball out like he did and be able to put an L on the Steelers makes me very happy. So same. Cornell Powell, long-time Chief forever on the practice squad, never really made his way up, but hey, life happens. He finally got picked up today off the practice squad by the Seahawks, and he signed with them today, which, I mean, good luck. I wish you the best of luck. You got to love your camp bodies and your practice squad guys who are.
I really do. He was such a solid, practice squad camp body for us. And but I mean, but it's just like one of those.
Right.
He's like the modern, not modern, but like the right now Gehrig Dieter of a few years ago. Where Gehrig was just always on the practice squad. And that was Cornell for like 4 years now. So Seahawks treat him well.
Yeah, literally. Good luck to him. I wish him the best of luck up there in Seattle. I'm sure he'll do fine. I don't even know. Did he just sign with them or he signed on their practice squad?
I think practice squad.
Yeah. So I mean, good luck.
And insurance, it's all good.
Yeah. And I guess I should maybe go look to see who got hurt on their squad to why they went out and got another practice squad body. But
or if
Saquon Barkley. Yeah, it definitely happened today. Saquon Barkley. I know we're not supposed to talk about the MVP conversation yet.
Oh my God.
But he's going to get 2,000 yards this season. And
yeah.
I just want everybody to remember all of the stuff they talked about how you're not supposed to pay running backs, which, to be fair, I agree.
Everyone was kind of on that boat in the offseason.
I don't believe in paying running backs, so I'm not going to go against that. But it was just the fact that everybody was like, running backs are not important. And then there was that wave of running backs who did not get signed or picked up by anybody. Yeah. And they are all dominating right now. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, and the other one. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. Yes, Derrick Henry. So, I mean, those three guys are having one of the best seasons that they've ever had playing for other teams because they're motivated, they're playing for contenders, and they all just look really good. But Saquon Barkley has been a difference maker for the Eagles. Like, they are blessed. They lost Jason Kelce, but they gained Saquon, and he has been. Yeah. I can only imagine what Saquon would have been if Jason.
Oh my God, I was thinking about. I'm like, I so wish Jason was in there blocking for him because you know how much he would have loved that.
And I mean, the Saquon, he's a monster. I mean, literally, you could almost. He's like Derrick Henry in a sense to where they get a touchdown every single game, but he is averaging almost 2 touchdowns almost every game. And actually, Derrick Henry kind of is too. He's like averaging like 1.5, but he's averaging like 2 touchdowns every single game, which why would you not run the ball when you have one of the best running back in the league?
Literally.
He is the best running back in the league. Like, this season.
While I think Derrick Henry's really good, I think Saquon's even better. And I think it's just maybe the usage, the O-line. I think just the setup there is really good for him. Yeah. He would have he would have way more touchdowns if it weren't for the dang tush push. But
yeah, seriously. Jalen Hurts getting your butt in the way. So let's kind of get into some Chiefs news because there is some things that happen with the Chiefs.
A bunch of stuff.
We already spoke about Cornell Powell being off the practice squad and going to Seattle, but God bless the kicker. God bless the kicker. First of all, I don't even know his name. I just learned his name Sunday. And now
Spencer Strader, my goat.
I'm definitely not going there. He did go 3 for 3 though.
No,
so I
respect him.
He did go 3 for 3 so I respect him for that. But hamstring injury that he got in practice didn't even happen during the game. During the game, I know that he came out for a little bit and everybody was like, what's going on with him? But he was having cramps. He ended up actually pulling his hamstring in practice on Monday, which is truly unfortunate because I was like,
it was a personal practice because I didn't even have practice at the Chiefs facility. So it was a personal practice. I'm like, great.
Well, he's now out.
This is why we don't do that. Unsupervised.
Well, true. We don't do true. However, it's a short week. So
I mean, yeah. And he's trying to be
He's trying to get, a spot on somebody's NFL roster. Yeah. So I respect that, right? But he is out. And so the Chiefs have went and picked up old school Matthew Wright. So he used to play for this team back in 2021 for you Chiefs fans who have or have not been here to remember that. When he was with us in 2021, he made 3 out of the 4 his field goals, and he was 8 for 8 in extra points, and he only played in 2 games for us. So blessed. Welcome back. I expect you to hopefully still have that same level of production 3 years later.
Sure.
And I was having a conversation earlier with Haley Lewis, and we were cracking up because we were like, how do the Chiefs continue to go find dudes who used to play for us years ago and bring them back onto this roster? Like,
I don't know what. I just pray this one works out again. I'm going to knock on wood.
I mean, where are we at? Has it only been 1 week?
Since what?
Since Harrison has been out? It's only been 1 week?
No, we had him for 2. We had him during the Bills game, but we didn't have any field goals. So,
and Harrison's not expected to be back until
I think like mid-December. They said 4 weeks.
I mean, I know he went on the IR, but he could still be out longer than those 4 weeks, just depending on how he's healing.
Right. I have no idea how. It depends how Matthew Wright does, and it depends if Spencer Schrader can get back, and then that'll kind of judge whether the Chiefs are willing to put him back in right at 4 weeks, or if they, because we know how Andy Reid and co are with injuries. Like, they're not going to put you in unless they absolutely need to, or like you're really, really, really ready. So
yeah, and for me,
they want him for playoffs. So I don't know.
Especially if I know we have like the 3 games in 10 games, 3 games in 10 days in December. Even if Harrison like has to miss the first one, being
which is
able
versus
to
the Browns
for the second or third one would be very beneficial. But that's your kicker update. It's another one. So
go
keep you guys in the loop. Now we know that.
Oh, Matthew Wright.
Yeah. Welcome back. So I know that we have been having serious tackle issues, especially on the left side, and the right side has been a little sketchy, but the left side has been terrible. So what did Brett Veach do? He went out and got DJ Humphries, and God bless. Now I know that he is coming off this ACL, and we kind of actually did we talk about this last week? When did this happen?
No, it happened after, so I don't think we've talked about it.
So we went out and got him. He's coming off an ACL injury. He hasn't played in over a year. However, he's very accurate. Now, he's not necessarily going to be like that elite left tackle that we need, but he's definitely better than the situations that we currently have. Even if he comes in and he is a backup for Wanye in the first couple of weeks, just to get his learn the playbook, get your footing right, understand Patrick Mahomes, understand Trey Smith. No, that's not to the right.
Joe Tooney.
Joe Tooney's to the right. I'm like, no, that's not to the right.
I do like that he was the left tackle for Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray is similar to Mahomes, where they're going to escape the pocket a lot. They're going to like do kind of crazy things while they're trying to make a play happen, right? So he's kind of used to that very mobile quarterback that's going to make plays happen. And I really like the addition. He's been an All-Pro. He's been in the league. I think they said this is 8th season, I think. So I don't know. I'm excited about him.
He's played with DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood Brown. So I mean, what can we do?
Yeah.
All we can do is continue to go get people from the Cardinals. I'm here for it.
We're the Kansas City Cardinals now.
And we actually brought him in on a very cheap deal, which I'm kind of excited about. I believe it's only around, and I don't have the numbers in front of me because I feel like I haven't talked about this since last week, but it's only about $2 million, which can be up to like $4.5 million.
Yeah.
Super Bowl. So, you know, hey, I'm totally fine with that.
I'm not mad at it.
Very cheap deal, not mad at it. And Wanye is not 100% healthy. So I think that's another thing that you have to remember. He's out there only playing at 80-90% anyway, week to week. So being able to go out and get somebody to come in who's going to be able to help and assist, especially in this manner, makes me very happy. Peyton Hendershot went to the IR. Not sure what's happening there because I didn't really look. But Charles Omenihu and Isaiah Pacheco did have a full participation in practice today, which is fantastic news. We kind of knew that they were both ready to go and come back last week, but you know, we didn't think we needed them for the Panthers, which we're getting ready to recap here in a second. Which technically we did not need them for the Panthers, and we would rather have them going into the division game and letting them both have their start on Friday, Black Friday here at Arrowhead. But it hasn't been announced that they're playing yet. We just know that they both have full practices today. So,
and we do know there are 2 open roster spots now as well. So hopefully for both of them, and that's on the 53-man roster. So that's even with DJ Humphries on it. There's still 2 roster spots left. So I think they're probably planning on Pacheco and Omenihu getting those 2 spots. I will say, with Peyton Hendershot going on the IR, that leaves us back to 2 tight ends again on the active roster, and I feel like they might activate probably Baylor.
I thought they went and got somebody, no?
No, we don't have. No, we got Baylor Cup, who was on like our practice squad injury list, and I think he's healthy now. So I could see them activating him to the active roster, maybe.
I mean, they're gonna have to do something.
He was from Texas Tech. He was from Texas Tech, so Mahomes might like him.
They might have, yeah. They're
Right.
gonna have to do something. That is 100% for sure. So let's go ahead and kind of get into the quick recap of how last week went. So I just want to let it be known that if you listened to Kingdom Queens last week, we told y'all the Chiefs were not gonna win by more than 7.
We said this would be a good game.
I said 4, and they won by 3, or vice versa. What? Yeah, I think I said
they
4.
won by 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I said they were gonna win by 4.
Yeah.
I honestly got to start listening to it. Like, we don't steer y'all wrong ever. So, let's kind of talk about the game though. There were some positives that came out of a lot of negatives. Chiefs ended up winning 30-27. Patrick Mahomes went off. I think it was probably one of his best games of the season.
For sure.
3 touchdowns, 2 for 269. And he ran the ball for 60 yards, which okay.
That run he had at the end, I was like, all right.
Yeah. I will shout out.
You never know.
Shout out to
yes.
for that. But you know, there are a lot of negatives that we could say about this game, but there are a whole lot of positives. So I think we should start with the positives before we get into the negatives. And all of my positives are all on the offense and not the offensive line.
I know.
So,
well, for one, it was a very, very flag happy game.
Yeah, lots of penalties.
I mean, on both teams, honestly, but like Chiefs had 90 yards in penalties, which is absurd. And some of the calls I thought were right. Some of them, like the one on Joe Tooney, I was like, what? Like
one on Truman Duffy?
Yeah, that also no. The one on Justin Reed was a no. Like
I was like, okay.
It was very hard to get anything done. And that one drive we had, it was such a good long drive. We got into the red zone. And then it was like, oh, holding, 10-yard penalty. Oh, this 10-yard penalty. At one point, we were like 4 and 26. I was like, this
literally.
Is
I was like, how many chances are we going to get?
Oh my God.
It didn't do anything with it, which, what do you expect when you have all of those penalties against you?
And like, really, that was pretty much all on the O-line.
Yeah, the offensive line was not good. The only person who was good on the offensive line was Creed Humphrey this week.
Yeah, he was great. He did a great game.
The guards were pretty mid. I've actually never seen Trey Smith play that type of game before, and he was not great. He was getting his butt kicked, and I was like, what is going on, Trey? So I just summed it up to maybe he's sick.
Okay,
maybe
and
cold.
Do you also think it's one of those things where it's like the Panthers are a team we quite literally never play? We've played them 8 times total in NFL history.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those teams where, I mean, I'm sure they watched film. I'm sure they did their normal game plans, everything, but like, and they're never going to say this stuff to the media, but I feel like they probably slept on them a little bit. Like, oh, the Panthers aren't going to do this to me. I'm Trey Smith. And I love Trey Smith. I'm team pay Trey Smith. I say that every day almost on Twitter, but like, I feel like it's one of those games where maybe they did kind of sleep on the opponent a little bit, even though they knew they shouldn't. I feel like it was a noon game. It was away. Things just weren't jiving. Now, I will say with our offense, like not the offensive line, but the offense in general, I feel like had a way better plan. And they did execute pretty well throughout almost the whole game. We didn't punt. I think we punted like twice. I mean,
yeah, no, they were great. Patrick Mahomes was really good, like we just said. Samaje Perine was outstanding.
Oh yeah, he had a great game.
That's why we went and got him. And I think that's one thing that people need to remember. When he was with the Bengals, he was really dominant, which is why we went and got him as a backup to Isaiah Pacheco, who got hurt, and then we had to Kareem. Long story, y'all know it already.
Samaje Perine used to kill us on the Bengals.
All the time. Noah Gray, again, 2 games, 4 touchdowns. So if you guys, and it cracks me up because if you remember, 12 weeks ago, the Chiefs paid this man because they already knew that their intention with him moving forward, the future was he's going to be your tight end number 1. He's been with Travis Kelce for so long and has learned everything that he possibly could under him. And you see it in the way that he is playing. You see what is coming from that. And I have nothing but positive things to say about Noah Gray. And if he is our future at tight end, I'm very excited about that because I know how many years he's been under Travis and the coaching and the mentoring that he's been getting from him. And you're seeing it live on the field happening in the moment. So Noah Gray
really
great.
He's just become one of those guys he's like
Mr.
quiet,
Reliable.
doesn't say a lot, but he works really hard.
Yeah.
He has worked really hard to get to this position and build that trust with Mahomes and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really proud of him. I love what we're seeing from him this season. I think we saw flashes of it last season.
Absolutely. 100%.
For sure.
We talked about Noah Gray being
catches everything. That was last season.
Noah catches. He's Mr. Reliable, and every single time this season I see him catch the ball, I'm like, oh, there goes Mr. Reliable. He may only have like 4 or 5 targets a game, but he's gonna catch the ball every single time.
That's what's crazy. This game, he only had 4 targets, but he caught all 4. He went for 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, you gotta just keep targeting him. I don't know how you do anything.
I'm fine with that. Like, hey, put him and Travis on the field at the same time. One of them is going to be open.
I love it.
It's open.
And it actually gives me, or I just want to say real quick, I think it gives me hope for Jared Wiley too. That he's on IR right now, of course, but I think we're in good hands with Noah and Jared once Travis. I don't want to say the R word, but once that happens,
Yeah. I mean, and him retiring probably won't even be for like another couple of years, but knowing that that's what he's bringing to this team, like I'll take that all day. Xavier Worthy, again, he was only targeted 6 times. He had 4 catches for 46 yards. So his play has been minimal, but the little things that he's doing is just enough. DeAndre Hopkins is always open. And even if he's not open, he's better than your corner. He's better than your safety.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Love D-Hop.
DeAndre Hopkins is better than the person you have going against him. Yeah. Sorry. Now, I know that D-Hop is supposed to play only a certain number of snaps because they don't want to get this 4th round pick, which is going to happen anyway, Beach, because we're going to the Super Bowl. But I think now, okay, he's been here 4 weeks now.
He got here during the Raiders game, the first Raiders game. So
he's been here for 4 weeks now.
4 or 5 weeks, yeah.
And we've seen very little production from him. I don't think he's injured. I don't think he's old. I think
some people are saying, like he's old and they're just saving him for the playoffs.
No, I do think that they're saving him, but it's not because he's old. It's not because he's not healthy. Like, if you're not watching DeAndre Hopkins' game and how he is bullying people on the field, then I don't know what you're seeing. Our eyes are not the same, clearly. I do think that they are saving some things, though. Probably. And I think that in the playoffs, he might go off on some people. And I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it.
I think he can't wait for that. He cannot wait for that.
I don't know if you've seen today, but he posted something earlier like, support my mom's giveaway that she's having. We're gonna give away 2 lower bowl tickets for the playoff game. I was like, period. I already talked about the playoffs. So I am all for it. And I do think that they are just like teaching him the playbook and letting him learn these things. And Andy Reid is gonna keep it very simple for him because he knows that that's a diamond in the rough that he got, that he could just shoot it off at any time. And
they will be scheming up crazy things for him in the playoffs. So I cannot wait for that. And I think it's trending towards that we're going to get Hollywood Brown back as well for the playoffs. And if not, maybe even sooner. So I cannot wait to see what we dial up for D-Hop and Hollywood during the playoffs.
I really hope we get Hollywood back. I think that maybe it'll be like Christmas.
Yeah, I think if we do, it could be towards Christmas.
I think it would be Christmas, which
the thing is, like after Christmas,
we don't need him week 18.
No,
so it's like,
it's either Christmas or playoffs.
And I'm totally fine
it'll be
with
playoffs.
And the Christmas game is a huge game, so I mean that's against the Steelers. So I would not be surprised if
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I would be okay if he got like 3 or 4 targets in that game and that was it. And then you put his butt back on the sidelines and we'll see you for the playoffs. I'm fine with that. Like Let him go out there and get them legs moving in real time action so he could just get mentally prepared for what it's like. I'm totally fine with that too. So, I mean, there were a lot of good things on the offense that happened this week. I don't even want to talk about the left tackle situation anymore because it's been fixed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we already talked about it. Fixed-ish. We'll see.
We'll see.
I think I have hope for it. I have hope.
I'm gonna be positive about it, but I do want to talk about this defense and how they looked a mess again.
Oh my God.
There's no the defensive line is making me very angry. Now I will say that the defense has been good, but the last 2 weeks they have looked a mess. And so I don't know what it is because there's really no excuse for them, especially because most of these guys were here last year or the last 2 years. So there's really no excuse for them to be playing how they're playing with the guys that they've been playing with for a really long time. Now, I don't know if it's them just looking a hot mess or Spags just is trying new concepts that are clearly not working, but the lack of pass rush is driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. And I don't know what they're going to do to fix it. So then I sit back and I'm like, Jody, what does this Chiefs defense do every year? They don't really get into their full element until December. So you should calm down because it's Thanksgiving. Right. I mean, it took us last year getting our butts kicked on Christmas for them to finally act like, oh, yeah, we're a number one defense.
Yeah.
Like, hello. Now, I know we're a few weeks early, but I think it's because last year they came out rolling on all cylinders and they were so good for so long.
They were,
their butt kicked, and then it kind of kicked them into like that next gear. So I don't really know what the issue is this year.
It's hard to put your finger on, and I feel like even when Spags is asked in his press conferences, he's like, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. It's like, why is your pass rush not getting home? They asked him, not this week, but last week, why isn't Uche, who you brought in from the Patriots, why is he not getting more snaps? I still don't think he got that many this week. Like, why are we not?
He went up 50%. I'm sorry, I'm lying. He went up 100%. He had 8.
So he had 4 last week. He had 8.
Last week was 4, right? Yeah. Last week was 4. This week he had 8.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I'm not understanding.
The playbook is hard. The playbook is hard, and I get that. However, you brought this dude in to be a speed rusher on the edge. Put his ass on the edge. Let him do what he's good at. You don't need a playbook for that. I'm not a defensive coordinator, so I guess I cannot say that. But
I know.
It seems like stop overcomplicating the process and let him. If you let Patrick Mahomes freestyle, because you know what he's great at.
That's my concern too. Is like, Steve Spagnuolo is like, he like wasn't even like they asked him why Uche was getting such low snaps, and he like didn't have a good answer for it. He was like, and they're like, well, we see more of him next week talking about the Panthers. And he was like, we'll see. I'm like, what do you mean we'll see? Like, is there something we're all missing? Like,
is he hurt? I'm sure he's not. I'm sure
like, I'm not understanding. But yeah, and I think same thing, they asked him about Charles Omenihu today coming back, and they're like, what do you expect from him if he plays Friday? And he's like, we'll try to get him some snaps. I'm like,
it's giving very much like Andy Reid. We're excited to play blank. They're a great football team. Like, I get the script. I get it. You don't have to give us that information because they're all like us, that means the whole world knows, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. But they need to make an adjustment. Like, if there's guys that I can yell at for this week, I'm going to start with George Karlaftis. Now, granted, he is leading the defensive line in sacks right now, but most of our sacks are coming out of our secondary. They're coming from those players, not the guys on the defensive line.
Right.
You know that Chris Jones is going to be held by 2 or 3 guys every single time. If he is being held by 2 or 3 guys every single time, you know what that means, George? That means you're going one-on-one. And there's no reason why you're not winning. You know
someone
what, Drew?
Else has to win. Like,
you're going one-on-one, Drew. You have no reason not to win. Everybody. So there's really no reason that And again, I don't understand because all of y'all were on this team last year. You were all here last year. So that's why I say I don't know, maybe it is a matter of yes. So the comment said
very conservative.
Listening, watching Dan Campbell made me realize how conservative Andy Reid is. Well, Andy Reid, he's always been conservative. It's just something we've had to deal with. So like, I know we're getting ready to talk about the Raiders game. And for some reason, it opened at a 13.5-point spread, Chiefs being the favorite. We're going to win by 4, guys.
Throw that. I mean, God, why?
We might win by 2. Like,
1.
No. Exactly. Like, no, that's not happening. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the defensive line, but they have to get it together because they are hurting our secondary solely. Now, there are some things that our secondary can continue to work on and be better at. Like, Najee definitely had a better game this week. Trent McDuffie is great, but when you have him running all over the field every single game, it's like, what do you expect from him? And
you can't
say it. I want more from Justin Reed. So
yeah, I honestly there's issues from our defense the past 2 weeks from every single tier.
Yeah.
Whether that's the D-line, linebackers, safeties, and cornerbacks. Every single room right now.
Brian
Cook was all right. Justin Reed was meh.
Like, who's going to be the playmaker?
Even Trent McDuffie, who's always fantastic, he let up a touchdown. He had penalties on the 2-point conversion, which were stupid in my opinion. But like, if they're being that ticky-tack all game, then you have to know they're going to like call you for stupid crap like that. So
yeah,
I think we just expect more from them because we've seen more from them. And honestly, they've been fine up until the Bills game and now this game. I mean, you let up 30 points in the Bills game, which they haven't done since the Eagles. And then you let up 27 points to the Carolina Panthers. And that's like, I literally felt like I was watching Josh Allen this week again with Bryce Young.
I said, if they score 28 points, they're going to win. They're at 27. They can't score any more points.
They can't score one more.
They're going to win.
We can't.
We have to stop letting them score points. I do want to say, though, like, yes, the Chiefs' defense was bad, but Bryce Young was also really good. Like, I'm going to give that credit where it is due.
Yes.
Him having the season that he had and being benched and being called back up to be the starter, he looked like Alabama Bryce. And I actually loved that. So I actually tweeted like right before I hopped on and I said that the Chiefs revive his career. Very high possibility that they did. And I think all that proves is he needs to go to a different team. I think if Bryce Young was on a different team, a better team, he would definitely – if Kyler Murray can do it, then there's no reason that Bryce Young can't do it. And
I want to give a little bit of credit to the Panthers, though. I feel like they knew that this was their game of the season, that they're playing the reigning champs. They have a chance to be seen by a lot of eyes. They have a chance to like have their best game plan. And I think that's what they did. I think Dave Canales actually has a potential to be a good coach there. I think they've kind of found their stride the last few weeks. They beat the Saints. They beat the Giant, not great.
Yeah, they weren't.
Giants, but they went on bye week, and then they played us. And that
they could have won. And my thing is like the way
for them, their whole team played really well.
The way y'all played against the Chiefs is how y'all should literally play every team.
Yeah.
If they played every team like they just played us, they could have a winning record.
I honestly think they have a bright future. And I think if they draft well next season, I think they could be maybe not in playoff contention yet next season, but I think they'll win more than a few games next year.
Their division's not that great. It'd be different if they were in like a tough division. No. The Falcons are not that great. The Saints are not that great. Tampa Bay is good. That's the one team that they would have to possibly battle it out with. But out of the 4, we've played all 4 of them now, right? Out of the 4 of them, I would say I would rank it Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, Saints. Like that's how I would rank the 4 games that went with them.
That we played,
The Bucks game was very close too. We almost lost that one too, but
overtime.
If the Bucks would have had their 2 receivers, we probably would have lost that game.
Yeah.
They lost their 2 receivers right before. So, I mean, the Bucks and the Panthers are the 2 that gave us a run for our money. And, I mean, David Moore went crazy. Grandfather Adam Thielen went off on us, which is sick. Xavier Legette was great. Like, of course, like we didn't let Chuba Hubbard have over like 60, like 60.
Yeah, I think he had like 58.
So, I mean, being able to contain him is great. Like, fantastic. Way to stop the run defense.
Our run defense has been phenomenal. I will say that. We have great run defense.
It's a wall, but I don't understand why they can't get a quarterback on the ground.
But it's like, that's what's so frustrating. It's the same thing with Baker. It's the same thing we did with Josh. It's the same thing now with Bryce. Our defense is getting right there, but they are getting the ball. I mean, literally, he's like flying backwards, getting the ball out. And somehow their receivers are making insane plays and catching the ball. And like, it's like, I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row now. And so if teams start picking up on that and we can't capitalize on getting the quarterback down before they get the freaking ball out, like we have to, that's our biggest issue, I think, right now.
And the thing is
so you don't have all of your DBs back there. You're sending a blitz and you're not getting the quarterback to complete a pass.
At this point, the blitz isn't working, so you might as well leave them out there. You might as well leave them in the secondary.
Yeah.
And have extra coverage on a tight end or a receiver that's going to cook us because the blitz is not working.
Not at all.
It's so predictable.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's very different with Spags because you can normally not tell when a blitz is coming. And it's been predictable. The Panthers game, it was predictable the whole entire time. So that was really unfortunate. We could talk about players of the game. I would say that mine was, I'm going to say Justin Watson. If Justin Watson wouldn't have had those 2 big blocks, Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have got the 32-yard run. We wouldn't have been in field goal range to win the game. So that's my player of the game. Justin Watson. Shout out to J. Watt. Even though, J. Watt, you need to catch the damn ball.
Yeah, he had like one really dumb drop.
Really bad drop.
Yeah.
He had one really bad drop. And I was like, really? Really? But he made up for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not angry. I'm not angry with you because you made up for it.
So you went 8-4. I'm going 8-3. Noah Gray. That's my player of the game. How can it not be, right? Like he was fantastic. Love what we're seeing from him.
I'm like, love to see it.
Yeah, love to see it.
Let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor before we get into Chiefs Raiders. If you are in here, shout out to you for being in here. I also, while Lexi is pulling this up, need you to go like this episode on YouTube. So you probably have to click out and then press the little thumbs up button. Go do that and come back in immediately, please. But yeah, go ahead, Lexi.
All right. So we got Autograph. Big news to share with you all. We are excited to be partnering with Autograph, a fandom company co-founded by NFL legend Tom Brady. Their new app, Autograph, which is lime green, by the way, in the Apple Store and Google Play Store, gives diehard fans like you a one-stop shop for all the best fan content for your favorite team, obviously the Chiefs, and rewards you for doing what you're already doing as a fan. For example, you can listen to the Kingdom's Queens anywhere, but when you listen on the Autograph app, you earn coins that can then be redeemed for amazing rewards, including free, discounted, and no-fee tickets, A+ memorabilia, and merch, and one-of-a-kind experiences. Download the Autograph app in the App Store or Google Play Store today for free, and use the referral code Kingdom's Queens. That is referral code Kingdom's Queens, the Autograph app where your fandom lives.
I mean, you're not wrong. You can download it in the App Store.
It was like
it is also there too. So you're not
know what I mean.
So we got a Black Friday game this week. So if you don't remember, the Chiefs are playing every day this week but a Wednesday. So this is our Friday game. That's happening for the season.
I don't think we've ever had a Friday game.
No. I was going to say playoffs, but no, those are Saturday and Sunday games. So.
Last year was the first Black Friday game ever, and that was Jets and Dolphins. And then
they thought that was going to be fantastic, and it was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was god.
So I hope it goes that same way for us, but like in our favor.
I didn't realize until today that the Chiefs are the Chiefs and Raiders are the only game on Friday. I thought there were 2 games. And I was like, oh, it's just us. Now, just so you people know, if you're local, do not fret. You do not have to have Amazon Prime to watch this game. It will be on local TV.
Yeah.
So don't stress out. I actually just had to have this very long conversation with my dad today because he was like, Amazon Prime? I don't know my login and password. And I was like, you're local. You're fine. He was like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, okay. So if you're local, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Now, this is going to be a very interesting game this week. So Aiden O'Connell originally went out. He was their starting quarterback. He went out because he got injured. He's been out for a few weeks.
His finger, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
Throwing hand. Thumb.
His thumb. He went out. He got hurt. Okay. Gardner Minshew came in. He's been playing as our quarterback lately. Whatever. Right. Well, Gardner Minshew got hurt. He has a broken collarbone. He has the Tony Romo injury.
Yeah.
Now he is out. Is it season ending or just? It has to be season ending. It can't be
season ending. He broke his collarbone.
That's a season ending injury.
That's it. Which did you watch the way he landed?
No.
I was watching a replay of it before we logged on here, and I was like, it really didn't look that bad, and it was similar to what Hollywood Brown did.
Because his didn't look bad either. No. But I think it's just
I was like,
yeah,
his collarbone. Okay.
And honestly, if you've been paying attention to the NFL, there have been a lot of collarbone injuries this year. And I don't know what that's about. So I don't know if that has to do with like the padding. Like, did the padding change this year? Because I do feel like there has been an increase in collarbone injuries this season, more than like normal. Like, I'm used to Tony Romo getting it like every other year when he played for the Cowboys. I worked for him then. It was tragic. I was used to that, but I feel like I've been hearing it a lot more this season. So I don't know, maybe if there's like been a difference like in the pads or something of that nature. I don't know. Anyway, he's out. Now, AOC, Aiden O'Connell, who technically is not supposed to be back yet, will be back this week.
Yeah.
And he said earlier, which I'm not looking at it directly because my phone closed, but I'm not playing at 100%, but I can grip the ball.
That's what Aiden said?
Yeah. Let me go find it. He said, I'm not. Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30
I think I know what you're talking. Like, he said something in his quote today. He was like, I can't fully grip the ball, but I think I'll be good to go or something.
Aiden O'Connell said his right hand still isn't 100%, but he is able to confidently grip the ball and throw. Sorry, hold on. He is confidently able to grip and throw the football. He's hoping he'll be good to start Friday.
Yeah.
So, in case you don't know, for you Chiefs fans who may not live in Kansas City, it's going to be a high of 36 on Friday with a low of 20. So
you enjoy that.
Yeah, not being able to grip, cool. But if your hands are freezing cold, you playing a dome. I don't know how you're not going to
in Las Vegas. Like, you don't know.
Are you going to wear a glove? Is your hand warmer going to keep you right? I don't know what that's about. I wish him the best of luck. It's not going to be good.
Yeah, we gotta prepare for Desmond Ridder and Aiden O'Connell. And
I thought we were going to see Desmond Ridder anyway. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not. All right.
I'm prepared for whatever. Honestly.
Yeah, I definitely think Desmond Ridder will be like by halftime.
Division games are always weird. Like, it could go a plethora of ways, and I can't wait to see what happens.
I mean, Devontae Adams isn't there anymore. Now, granted, he wasn't there the first week that we played them. No, I'm sorry. He was there. He just didn't play because he was sick, which he wasn't sick. He was
hurt.
On his way to he was on his way to the
win Jets.
Yeah, like he was on his way to New Jersey. So yeah, this is now I will say I was very interested in the game that they just had against the Broncos this week because they did actually look good in the beginning and they were actually battling very well with them. So I was like, okay.
Now
I a division game.
I'll give him credit for the division game. Like, they're always a little weird. The Broncos have been on a hot streak, so
yeah, they're 7-5. It's disgusting. Now, all that game tells me is if the Chiefs cannot beat them by more than 10 points, like the Broncos did, we have a problem. I don't care how conservative Andy Reid is trying to be. The Broncos can beat the Raiders by 10 points. The Chiefs better beat the Raiders by 10 points. But I do think that there are some things that we need to kind of look out for the Raiders, regardless of who their quarterback is. Like, Jacoby Myers went crazy on the Broncos. He had 121 yards. Why?
He has been like...
No, he's been great. I'm just saying, he had 121 yards against the Broncos.
Yeah. I have no idea. He had no business having that. Especially
Tucker, 82 yards. So one receiver had 121 and the other receiver had 82.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I need to go back and watch film to see what the Broncos secondary was doing, because clearly they were doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because how?
Like, were they just asleep on him? Because, like, Jacoby Myers low-key kind of cooked us too a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Brock Bowers, they did keep him minimal. He only had 10 targets, but he only had 4 catches for 38. But everybody, they spread the ball out very well. They had 1, 2, 3, 4. So they had 7 receivers that all got a target. And they were able to stop the run defense. So, I mean, Abdullah started off cooking. And then, like, they kept him minimal. So that was kind of nice to see. But
yeah.
I do think that based off of what you're seeing from the game against the Broncos, which is another division game, there's some nuggets in there that the Chiefs should be worried about going into this game against them, even if it's Aiden O'Connell. So there's definitely some opportunity there. I think I'm just thinking about Max Crosby and our tackles. And we contained him pretty decently in the last matchup. But I just don't know what that's going to look like this time, because Wanye always gets cooked against the Raiders.
So my hope is, like, if he gets really cooked, we can put in DJ Humphries.
Yeah. Can he actually start this week?
Yeah.
Actually, he will start this week. No. I know it's against the Raiders and it's a division game. It's not as scary as it sounds.
Right. And, the Raiders are going to play with a lot of pride against the Chiefs, because they always do. So they're not going to go down easy, and they're not going to go down without a fight. And they've seen our struggles the past few weeks. So they know where to capitalize on our offense. And I just pray we do the same for them.
Please don't embarrass them.
But it's
like,
y'all embarrassed us so bad on Christmas. You have to have some, like, hate in your heart for what they did.
We don't ask for much. We just ask for y'all not to embarrass us. Now, I will say,
I was going to say, I genuinely hate that it's a Black Friday game. I need it to be Red Friday. Like, the Raiders play in black.
Like, they're going to wear all black on Friday. I'm disgusted.
Not.
I do think we might pull out the icy whites this week. I think we might do white on white this week. I was having an argument with somebody, and they said, we'll probably do red on red. And I'm like, why would you say that?
Wait, why would you say that?
I was like, no, we're not. Don't ever say that again in your life. That is rude. That is disrespectful. Don't ever say that again in your life. So,
don't be mean.
I will say, though, I think our offense is going to be just fine against the Raiders. I'm just really hoping that our offensive line can really get it together. I'm pretty sure that the reason why this is tough is because it is a short week. Both of these teams just play on Sunday, and they are getting ready to play again this Friday, which means that there hasn't been a ton of time to rest. I'm sure there's been a lot of treatment that's been happening. I will say the great thing about it is, though, is we already played the Raiders once, so this will be our second time playing them, which means we already kind of know, like, what that game plan may look like going against them. Andy Reid is still not going to give anything up in this game. So don't come into this game expecting for us to just do, like, all of these things. Like, now he probably will do, like, a trick or two, like the ring around the rosy or the corn dog or something like that. You might see, like, 1 or 2 of those plays because it's the holidays and a lot of kids will probably be at the game this week. But I'm expecting Andy Reid to still be very conservative and being able to get the win by just doing the bare minimum. So I do think it's offensive line.
Is my connection
Yeah.
It was like stuttering on my side, so I don't know. Are we good? Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay,
I
cool.
do think as long as the offensive line can like keep it together, then they'll be fine. Because we saw last week that like the receivers and the tight ends and the running backs know exactly what they're doing. And if we do get Isaiah Pacheco back this week, that's going to be massive. And then if we do get Charles Omenihu back, him with Josh Uche may be very interesting on the defense. So I do think like what we're seeing from this team right now, it's going to look totally different in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Like by Christmas, we're going to be like, God bless. This team looks so much different than they did at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in a very positive way. So,
yeah, I think you have Charles, Josh, Chris, like Tershawn in the middle with him. I think you can definitely get pressure with that. So I hope we get to see some of that this week. I don't know how much they'll use Charles if he does play. And like you said, I really hope Pacheco gets to have his start because he is going to be like a ball of freaking energy.
Yeah, and I do think that they're going to keep him limited this week. Like I do think that he will start, but I think because Pirine had such a good game last week, if they can continue to use Pirine, let Kareem maybe rest them legs a little bit and let Isaiah kind of get back in his rhythm, I think that's what they're going to do. Don't be surprised if you see them leading off with Pirine.
I genuinely love our running back room so much right now. Kareem was a perfect addition for it. Pirine has been absolutely awesome. He picked up the playbook right away. Carson Steele has been a very welcomed addition. He has like he's still working on the blocking side of things, but when he gets an opportunity to make a play, he usually makes it. Like I don't know if you remember that little run he had this week where Mahomes just found him on the outside real quick and it looked like he was going to be taken down by a tackle and he just kept going and almost got a first down. I'm like, this kid he's a fighter. So I think Pacheco added to that mix. I can't wait.
Whenever he has the ball, I'm like, just please don't drop it.
Yeah. He's done better. He had like 2 moments of that earlier, but he's been better.
Whatever you do, just don't drop it. So, to talk a little bit more about this game, tell me like 2 of your keys to the game and who you think the X factor needs to be.
I think at this point in the season, it's pretty obvious, like keys to the game, but D-line has got to capitalize on pressure, especially on Aiden O'Connell. I mean, it should. I mean, the Raiders O-line isn't bad per se. Like they really aren't. I was looking at some of their stats earlier. The Raiders O-line actually has been decent.
Yeah.
They really don't have a running game, so I think it's going to be more passing favored. But I think we saw what Aiden O'Connell did versus us on Christmas, and he didn't. I don't think he completed a pass all second half.
It was.
And if he did, it was like 5 yards. Like he didn't do anything.
It was awesome.
Yeah, we beat ourselves for sure. So that's my first key. My second key is just don't turn the ball over. Do not turn the ball over. Patrick Mahomes, I'm talking to you. Don't turn the ball over. And then my player that I want to see stand out this week, I'm actually going to say Drew Tranquil. I think he's had a questionable few weeks. He actually did really well against the Broncos. He did really well against the Broncos. So I'm hoping another division opponent. I am hoping he kind of figures that out and has a good game. So Drew is going to be my guy I'm watching this week on defense.
Yeah, I think some of my keys to the game are, I mean, of course, I want to see improvement from the defensive line and the offensive line.
Yeah, the trenches.
Please.
Yeah.
Actually, that's it. Those are my 2 keys.
Yeah, the trenches.
The defensive line, the offensive line.
Yep.
Those are my 2 keys. I just need you to be a little bit better than you were last week. And my player of the game is George Karlaftis. Like, where you at? Where you at?
I'm confused. I don't know how he's taking a step back.
Like, he started off hot.
Yeah, he did.
What's the song? I'm coming in hot. That was him. And then like
I'm coming in. Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
So
The downfall needs to be studied, y'all. Because
you said Drew, I'm like George. So
Drew and George, we got to step it up
to get it together this week, and I really think that might be all that I have to say about that. And the secondary, they're just going to continue to get better every single week. It's a learning game.
It's like defense. It's in layers, right? So your D line does well, your secondary does better. Your linebackers.
You get pass rush. You get a pass rush. You are getting pressure on the quarterback. You get the quarterback on the ground. Not only are you creating turnovers, you're creating panic. You're creating havoc. Like, I don't want to say it's simple because I never played football before, but if I'm watching film and I've watched this team last year.
You were a punter somewhere at some point.
I know. I do what I can. But I mean, those are the two things alone. Like, the defense will be 1,000 times better if the defensive line can improve. Very simple. It's not hard to overcomplicate. The better they are, the better the secondary is. Like, shout out to L'Jarius Sneed. I see he went on the IR this week. Hope that he is healing up and getting better. I know he was having issues with his knee. But, I mean, your defensive line is better. Everything else is going to just kind of flow the way that it's supposed to. You're going to get off the field. You're not going to get stuck in 3rd and long situations. You're going to get the ball back to the offense to let them be able to go out there and do exactly what it is they need to do. Y'all don't need to be on the field this long. Get out the daggone field. So
please.
That's what
I know we're going to do score predictions, but this won't be my score prediction. This is just what I'm hoping happens. And it won't, but like, I'm going to put it out there in the universe. Is that I know the spread is like 13 and a half, whatever.
13 and a half is disgusting. Probably went down maybe, but I'm
hoping we have one of those games we had versus the Raiders a few years ago where we beat them like 40-13.
Yeah.
When we do absolutely cover it, and everyone takes us to not cover it because no one thinks we will, which we probably won't. But I'm hoping that's like what actually happens is like we cover it by a landslide. So that's my, fingers
if you're
crossed.
Smart, guys, you'll take the plus and not the minus 13.
Yeah.
The plus 13 and a half. The plus 13 and a half. Let's kind of get into some of the games that are happening in week 13.
Also, this is true. We deserve a week of like no stress.
They don't. This is what happens when you have an early bye and you don't have a late bye.
Yeah.
And I actually mentioned that the other day. I was like, well, usually the Chiefs have a bye week to kind of get it in check. We don't have that right now. So they are literally flying off the seat of their pants. And it only gets tougher in December because they have less time to be in the study room or looking in the film or doing whatever they want to do. So when you have these moments and you're like, Spags, what's going on? How do you fix it? Spags probably only has 24 hours or 48 hours to figure that out before they can get out on the practice field and fix it.
Yeah.
So time is not on our side right now. And I think that is also something that is very important that you need to pay attention to, because if you don't have the time to fix it when you're at home, then how do you fix it on the road or at the stadium?
I will say the one perk to us having those like 3 games in 10 days in December, the perk to that is that your last game after Christmas is then like in January.
Yeah.
And you have like a 10-11 day span before you play another game. And that's the week 18 game where it might not matter. It might matter. I have no idea how it's all going to play out. You think it is?
Yeah.
So in the case that it does matter, we have 10 days to get ready or 11 days to get ready for it because we play on a Wednesday and then it'll be.
If the Bills keep winning and the Ravens keep winning, week 18 is going to matter.
And the Broncos, who we play week 18, if they keep winning.
Because we really and I know this is very unrealistic, But we can't lose right now. Like, we can't lose until the Bills lose.
No.
So, yeah.
Gotta.
If we get into a situation where we have a tiebreaker, they own it because they beat us. So
I know.
I know that we only have one loss and they have two losses. But if we end up in a tie, they own the tiebreaker. So they need to lose one more game, and they're coming off of a bye week this week. So they're probably going to win this week.
Let's get into this week's games then.
Yeah, let's do that.
On that
really
one.
Quickly, though, before we talk about week 13, the Chiefs do have the chance to clinch the AFC West this week. Here's how.
Oh, yes.
So if the Chiefs win on Black Friday against the Raiders and Miami loses, the Chiefs can clinch. I'm going to say that again. If the Chiefs win Friday and Miami loses, the Chiefs can clinch. Or if we win and Denver loses on Monday Night Football, we can clinch. Now, this would be the first time in franchise history that the Chiefs have ever clinched this early. They would be clinching in November.
That's crazy.
That is actually something wild to think about. So the Chiefs, they need to just go out and do their job, and then we will gladly hate watch from our couches while we're eating leftovers all weekend long. So just do your job, Kansas City, and go win by one, and then we'll just hopefully let fate play out for us. So there's a lot of great games happening this week. The Thanksgiving slate, I know that they've been doing these same teams for
I mean, that's what it is, but
since 1960. But we are tired of looking at the Cowboys, and we are kind of tired of looking at the freaking Packers. I'm excited to watch the Lions game, though. So Bears-Lions, which tradition says that the Lions always lose on Thanksgiving.
I know.
They're not losing this week.
Is this like where they finally break that like tradition? Probably.
They break it this week. Because did they have No, they did not have a bye. Their bye is next week too. They haven't had a bye yet, right?
The Bears?
The Lions haven't had a bye yet, right?
No, the Lions had theirs really early, like us.
Bless.
Yeah.
I do think so.
I think they might have been the same week or the week before. It was really early.
Okay, great. So Thanksgiving, of course, you guys know there's 3 games on that day. The 11:30 a.m. slate starts off with Bears-Lions. I think the Lions win.
Yeah.
Easy. I'm like, easily, I think they win.
But I will laugh if the Bears, like, just because tradition, like, if they pull it off, like, yeah, it'd be hilarious.
The 3:30.
I think they'll keep it close.
The 3:30 p.m. slate is where I plan to take my nap. I'm very excited. I don't think I'm going to watch this game at all because it's going to be awful. It is Giants
in the background. It's background noise, but
yeah, I'm going to sleep so good because I should be on my second plate by this time.
Yeah.
Giants at Cowboys in Dallas, another traditional game that happens every single year. Blah.
Horrible.
The Cowboys will probably win because they won last week.
They'll win because it's the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
And who's the starting quarterback for the Giants today?
So Tommy DeVito is their starter because obviously
they're not going to let Drew Luck play. They don't want to give him that money.
Right. And so
Drew Luck got put in a terrible situation because they could have just not signed him and let him go be a backup somewhere else.
Don't put that stupid clause in there.
Like,
yeah,
his contract is terrible, and I get like whatever.
Well, he has like an injury clause, so the Giants don't want to play him at this point, which I understand. But like, why even put that in? Like, I don't know. Regardless, the Giants are a dumpster fire.
Imagine putting an injury clause on him and not Daniel Jones. Crazy.
But honestly, it's one of those games where it's like both teams deserve to lose because you're such garbage right now.
I'm taking the under.
Yeah, but sure, Cowboys win. Whatever.
I'm going to bet an interception for each quarterback. The under.
If not two.
It's going to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Watch it be the best game of the weekend.
Oh my God. But the night game should be decent. You have Dolphins at Packers. I would like to know what the weather is going to be because if it's
I'm a
cold,
weather girl. Let me look it up real quick.
if it's cold, the Dolphins are definitely losing because they don't know how to play in cold weather.
No, they don't.
But I do think maybe the Packers go ahead and get this win with Jordan Love this week.
So
I'm going to watch this game just because I like to see Miami do bad at all costs. So I'm going to hate watch.
And the Dolphins have been like on a hot streak since Tua got healthy. So
yeah,
I mean, they're kind of on the upper, and then the Packers have been playing a lot better. They're high.
Injury.
Okay, so they're high on Thursday is freezing, 32 degrees. So
as long as if there's snow, they're gonna lose.
I don't think there's snow. It looks like partly cloudy, but
yeah, all the snow is on the East Coast this weekend.
But it'll be at night, so I feel like it's going to be really cold. And I feel like I'm going to take the Packers, and I think it'll be a good game, though.
Packers are definitely going to win this one.
Yeah.
Good for them. All AFC teams, I hope you all lose. Yeah. And then we get to the Sunday slate. I don't know if I'm excited for this game. You got Chargers at Falcons. Chargers will probably beat the brakes off of the Falcons.
Falcons need a freaking win, though, and they're off a bye week.
They're not going to beat the Chargers.
Probably not.
Not with the Chargers just losing.
And the AFC South is or the NFC South, sorry. Well, actually, the AFC South too, but the NFC South is like, ooh.
Not great.
Not good.
I will be watching the Steelers at Bengals, though. That is going to be a great game. And I am cheering for Joe Burrow and crew to beat the Steelers. Get the Steelers out of here. However, how many wins do the Bengals have? Right.
4. Now? I think 4. Which is crazy.
Yep, they're 4-7. So I'll be cheering for them this week. I'm like, wait, does this win mean that they could possibly? No, they can't. So I will definitely be cheering for the Bengals to please beat the Steelers because they got to stop winning.
Yeah.
The next game will probably be pretty good too at noon. Cardinals at Vikings at noon.
Who do you think wins that? I don't know.
I think the Cardinals win.
Do you?
Yeah. The Vikings have been feeding Jordan Addison and not Justin Jefferson, which has been weird.
Yeah, my fantasy team hates that. But
yeah, same, because I have Jettis too, and I'm like, hello? Can y'all throw him a touchdown, please?
Yeah, we're just ignoring him now.
Just one? I don't beg for much. But Kyler Murray has been looking good. Him and his team are finally clicking. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. is starting to finally get into what his receiver role is for this team, and I cannot think about their
name. James Conner.
And the other one.
Other running back?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't think.
And close enough.
Their tight end has been pretty decent too.
Yes, McBride. Trey McBride. He's been really good.
Yeah, Trey McBride's been good, even though he did not have a touchdown last week. But he's been really good for them too. So
I feel like the Cardinals, they just played a terrible game on Sunday. So I feel like they're gonna want some revenge. And I feel like the Vikings, they're such an interesting team. They have a ton of wins. They play well. Their defense is really good. Their offense is good. But I feel like the Cardinals could upset them.
I think they will. I mean,
I'm not really upset, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
The only thing is it will be a home game for the Vikings, but I do think the Cardinals can go in there and give them a bad day.
I think so too.
The next game is at 3 p.m., which is going to be very good. Eagles at Ravens. This is the Super Bowl matchup that people want, and you're not gonna get it. So enjoy it Sunday at 3.
They either want that or they want Bills and Lions, which we'll get in another few weeks. So
yeah. So Ravens at Eagles. You know, the Ravens don't know how to stop the run. So Saquon might go for 200 on them.
Yeah, I think the Eagles get this one, and I think it's going to be like a battle of Saquon and Derrick Henry. I think that'll end up being what it is. But I think, like you said, the Eagles' defense is so much better than the Ravens' defense right now that I think the Eagles pull off the win.
Yeah, I think the Eagles.
They're similar offenses, very similar.
Yeah, they're actually very similar.
Very, very similar.
It comes down to literally the Eagles' defense being better than the Ravens' defense.
Exactly. So they should win. They should win.
And also, thanks, Eagles. Get the Ravens up out of here. They need another loss too. So hate watching that game as well because honestly, the amount of hate I have for Nick Sirianni, I should be cheering for the Ravens.
But it's Fly Eagles Fly on Sunday.
Yuck. Sunday Night Football, Niners Bills. The Niners are so bad. It's not even.
It's like should have been such a good game.
The Niners are disappointing.
If this was played like week 2 or week 3, I would have had totally different thoughts.
And the Niners are bad because they're injured.
And we don't know if Brock Purdy will be back. We don't know if Nick Bosa will be back. We don't know if Trent Williams will be back. Okay, one thing is there is a great chance that it is a snow game, like a blizzard game. So with the Lake Effect snow.
I was talking to my friend who lives up there. She lives in Buffalo. She's a huge fan. She said it's only supposed to be like a half a foot of snow, which is like it's not a lot. It's only 6 inches. It's only 6 inches when you think about it that way. So I was like, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Kansas City gets 6 inches of snow all the time.
And it depends what time the snow falls. It depends how much is sticking to the ground by Sunday night.
Well, and I asked her, I was like, so are y'all supposed to get like more snow? And she was like, yeah, but not Sunday. She said we're supposed to get snow like through the week. Like lots of snow will accumulate through the week, but it'll be after Sunday. So who knows? I mean, but the weather can change every single day. So even though it said half a foot of snow today, that doesn't mean that it won't be a full foot of snow by tomorrow.
I guess my only hope is like the Bills they're not great at stopping the run. So I think if Trent Williams can get healthy and it can be a heavy CMC, who's their backup? What's his name? He was doing really well too.
He's actually been better than CMC. CMC is just
I think he's injured, right? But like,
yeah, he's coming off of like 2 legs that don't work.
It's
It's
prime time. I'm hoping we get a good game. I'm hoping the Niners pull off the upset because I'm ready for the Bills to be humbled. Jordan Mason, yeah. So I would love to see the Bills be humbled. I'd love to see the Niners. They are desperate for a win. They're desperate, and
they are, and they've beat them before. So
they have, and they have a lot of talent, and they have Kyle Shanahan. Like they can do this. They just have to get it together.
But Niners fans hate Kyle Shanahan. They think he's.
I know, yeah.
He's not fun, and they're like he's the worst play caller I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I want him off of this team, and I think it's hilarious. I think it's fantastic. I don't ever want Kyle Shanahan to leave. Yeah, he probably will be a game-time decision.
Andy Reid owns Kyle Shanahan, so
stay there forever, Kyle. And then Monday Night Football is going to be a really good game too. It's Browns versus Broncos. Again, we talked at the beginning of this episode about how great Jameis Winston has been, and I mean Myles Garrett. Not only is he gorgeous, but he's so freaking good. He had 3 sacks. The Watt boy did absolutely nothing. He did nothing against them. And Myles Garrett had 3 sacks. He had your quarterback on the ground. He had Russell Wilson on the ground. So that was great to see too. So I think, I'm going to go Browns. I think the Browns beat the Broncos in Monday Night Football.
I'm probably going to go Broncos, but I'm hoping the Browns get an upset. I would love it.
I'm going Browns.
I love it. And Browns have Jerry Jeudy, who is a long-tenured Bronco.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the first turn. He's going to score the touchdown first.
Yeah.
Great game last week, too, against them. So
you never know. Never know.
All right, let's go ahead and get into Chiefs-Raiders score prediction.
All right. I guess we've learned to keep it close. So
look, who do you think wins?
I'm going to say Chiefs, of course. Another weird game. It's probably going to be like, I'm always just middle of the line here. I think it's going to be like 25-21 Chiefs.
You think they score 21, huh?
Girl, after last week, I've been humbled, so I don't know.
Man, for real. I think it's going to be like 31. Who do we play? The Raiders. 31. 21.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go 31-21.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go 31-21.
I'm writing our scores down. And
yeah,
then
I think I'm going to go 31.
Well, we both have 21 points.
God bless. It also could be like 31-27. Like, we could also only win.
At this point, Aiden O'Connell is going to look like MVP on Friday. So,
God bless. He's going to get a starting job after this game.
So,
let's get into these sponsors and get out of here. I want some dinner.
Yeah.
Dinner.
Well, like you said, or like we said earlier, Autograph is one of our favorite sponsors. Their app is a lime green app in the Apple Store or Google Play Store. And use our promo code Kingdoms Queens to download the app and get all kinds of different rewards with them. They also have every bit of content that you need to see right in their app, and it comes from all kinds of local creators, or just not local, but all kinds of Chiefs creators, right? So any of the Chiefs podcasts that you want to listen to are all there in one spot. You can look for game tickets, you can look for merch, you can look for stats, you can look for injury updates. Everything you need is right there in the Autograph app. And if you use our promo code Kingdoms Queens to download the app, you'll get even more rewards. So download the Autograph app and use our promo code Kingdoms Queens.
Yes. Next, it's always important to pay homage. So they're going to be doing a big Black Friday sale, and I don't know what it is yet, but I'm almost positive if you go on their website right now, you'll get 15% off. So there's a lot of Chiefs gear on there. There's a lot of vintage Chiefs gear on there. They have some really great products. All the cold weather gear is there. It's cold in Kansas City, hence me having on a hoodie today. But there's a lot of great gear on there, and they are having a very big Black Friday sale. And I think it's like 25% off, free shipping, something. I don't know. I don't want to lie, but
free shipping. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you get on their website and look this weekend, because they will be giving out tons of deals. So shout out to Homage. Great product, washes well, doesn't mess up, good quality. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And then last, our newest sponsor, Pink Lips Cosmetics. If you follow us on Twitter, you know that we are doing a giveaway, and we're going to do a giveaway to 2 people next week. Now, you do not have to be a woman to sign up for this. Now, men, I know that y'all got wives and girlfriends. You can sign up for this and give them product. Like, help yourself for Christmas. Come on, y'all.
Stocking stuffers. Come on. We gotta stuff the stockings.
Like, if I don't get a stocking stuffer, we have a problem. I want to fight. No, I'm kidding. But yes, if you've been on our Twitter page, you see that we are promoting this right now. You still have a chance to win. So we're doing this promo all through Thursday, and it will cut off at Thursday night. So
and we'll go retweet the giveaway tonight. So if you guys still want to enter, you can do that, and then we will pick a winner.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And you guys, it's great product. There's so many different things to choose from. Jody and I had the hardest time, like, because we were spoiled and they gave us some free products.
I'm like, I want to talk about my 3. So I use 3 products today. Right. I know you use some too, and y'all probably can't like not see anything.
And I'm gonna grab mine.
I used concealer today on my eyebrows, which has been fantastic. I used the finishing setting powder, which is great for you ladies. If you use Laura Mercier, which is expensive finishing powder. This was like very, very similar, which I absolutely love. And then I used lip oil, which is Halo, which is really great. And I posted a video. It's so good. Did you use Halo too?
Yes.
Yes, it's so good. So I mean, I posted a video. Right before I went live about what I did, and it was great. What did you use today?
So I used this. It's the Glow lip oil. I don't know if that's the same. Vanilla Sky is this one.
Oh, I have that one. I haven't tried it yet. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a little bit sparkly, so we love that. And then I also used their eyebrow pencil.
Period.
Got some brows on, and then we got the little contour stick. So
I haven't used that yet because I don't know how to contour my face. So
I'm not great at it. I was trying to watch a video and I'm trying to figure it out. We'll get better at it.
I feel like I should be much better. I've never contoured my face and I need to because I got big cheeks and I need to do it. But no. So if you go onto the website right now, if you just want to shop before, you can use our promo code KQ15 and get 15% off of your purchase today. And shop all of the things that we use today.
Vanilla Sky tastes like vanilla or smells like vanilla. Like it.
Yes.
Vanilla scents. We love that.
Love that real bad. But again, sign up for the Black Friday giveaway because we are going to give a lot of product out to 2 lucky winners. So super excited. And Pink Lips is Kansas City based, Kansas City owned. They had a store on the plaza and they're in every single Target. So it doesn't matter where you are in the country. You can go into your local Target and go shop Pink Lips Cosmetics too. Like, gotta love it. Gotta love it. But before we get out of here, I said it earlier, please make sure that you go and you like this episode. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to stop what you're doing. Go grab your phone, go grab your laptop, and go like this episode for us and help us keep our engagement up. Shout out to all of y'all who have been listening and talking to us and commenting. You guys have been in the comments like crazy today, and we truly appreciate that engagement. We truly appreciate that engagement. So shout out to y'all. If you're on Twitter right now, do us a big favor and retweet the episode too, so we can let other Chiefs fans know who we are and hear what we have to talk about today. So.
Oh, yeah. And happy Thanksgiving. And Jody, let's do a fun little ending to this. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side? What are you most looking forward to on Thanksgiving?
Oh, my God. I cannot wait to put my I cannot wait to put my macaroni and cheese and my yams together. Like,
oh, okay.
You have to put the macaroni and cheese and the yams on the plate together and then take your fork and do both. And then I also want to say canned cranberry over homemade cranberry. Like,
okay, see, I'm a fan of both. Like, I gotta have both.
No, I always only want canned cranberry sauce. That's it.
I love the can.
My dad today does not have enough. He needs to go buy more.
Go buy more.
Doing your inventory because apparently he's inviting a whole bunch of people to his house.
I'm sure he is.
So I was like, this is not enough cranberry sauce. Go get more cranberry sauce.
And I don't know if you heard in their pressers today, but Mahomes and Chris Jones were asked like their start, sit, and bench. And it was between mac and cheese, candied yams, and turkey. Now, Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones both cut turkey.
Yeah.
And then
out of here.
Mahomes started mac and cheese and then benched the yams. And then Chris Jones started the yams and benched the mac and cheese, which I thought
I'm with Pat all day. You start the mac and cheese, you cut the turkey. The turkey gotta go.
So my controversial side that I love, and it's very controversial. My favorite is green bean casserole. Oh. You either love it or you hate it, and I love it. It just has a place in my heart.
Yeah,
and I love stuffing. I love gravy. Dressing. The dressing. Gotta have it. But anyway,
you gotta do the dressing with the gravy with the cranberry sauce.
Like yes,
you're not doing it right. When I say I'm gonna be sleep during this Cowboys game, I think knocked out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be knocked out.
I cannot wait. But anyway, just happy Thanksgiving to you all. We're thankful for everyone that tuned in with us, and thankful for all of your support over time and over the years that we've done this show. So.
We will be here next Tuesday and announce the giveaway then.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we'll announce the giveaway next Tuesday. But again, happy Thanksgiving to y'all from Kingdom Queens. Enjoy your family. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy football. Like this episode. Follow and subscribe on everything. And we'll see y'all next Tuesday.
All right. Love y'all.